gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today we are officially going to start with our block. So let's get to today's video. So we'll need to get started with the block, as I previously stopped working on it due to the results that we've seen with it. So yeah, we're going to continue. Let's get to the first things. I want to strip this block down to the bare block. So I'm going to start by removing the front seal and then as well with the back seal, so that we can remove the pistons and the con rods, and then as well as the crank, as well as there's going to be a lot of things that's going to keep us busy today. So let me get started by stripping it down to bare block. Everything is completely now removed from the block. So only thing that's left to do for me now that I want to do, as you can see, there's a lot of silicone that is still here on the engine as well as here on the front, and then here at the back of well. So I want to get that nice and cleaned up. So I'm actually glad I'm doing what I'm doing, because even if you come and look here, for example, on the chain, you can see there how dirty it is, and then as well as with this hydraulic tensioner, you can see how those holes are all of them blocked up, especially this one right here. So I'm glad that we're gonna do a nice thorough cleaning for the engine. So what I'm gonna do now is just take my pencil grinder with this soft steel brush, and then just brush off all of the gasket maker that's been here, and then as well clean the engine a bit, remove some of the old oil and all of those type of things, so that we can progress to the next thing. So basically just a nice cleanup. Everything now is nicely cleaned up. I've got no issues, no complaints furtherwise. So starting now with the piston sleeves, I have noticed that here in the inside is a bit of a groove. So I would like to see, it's not too much, it's really not bad at all, but I would like to see if I can actually just get rid of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some oil, just spray some oil on the inside, rinse it nice and properly, and then take my honer and then just hone this piston sleeves nice and thoroughly. Like I said, not too much. I'm going to take my time with this, hone it and then just feel it a bit, and then hone it a bit, as I don't want to remove too much meat on this piston sleeves at all, as I'm not sure how much it has been honed previously. As you can see with the block, it is old, so it's been through a bit. pistons now is finally nicely honed. There's still a bit of a groove, but you can almost barely feel it. So I think I'm happy with it. I don't want to, like I've mentioned, I don't want to eat too much off of the meat, so that I maybe go through the sleeves. So next up, I want to go to the journals here now for the crank, where the crank is laying. So as you can see, it's not clean. So all I'm gonna do is just take some 1200 grit. Let me just show you here. 1200 grit. It is waterproof paper. Just putting some oil in here as well. I'm not cleaning any gaps or anything. All I'm basically doing is just kind of polishing it up. Just make sure that this is nice and clean. Wonderful. So now we have our bearing journals nicely cleaned up, and then as well we have our bearings in also cleaned. We already put some oil in it as well, so it is lubricated. We also managed to put our piston oil squirters in as well. That's been torqued down to 27 Newton meters. So all of that is good. So before we continue, we do have our crank. I just want to make some space here so that we can work. I would just like to take some, maybe half an hour to an hour, just to quickly polish the crank as well. Due to that, we know our bearings is sharp, all of that is sharp, so I just want to make sure that the crank is also nicely cleaned and polished as well. So let's go. Number one, we're covering up our engine bay, and with that done, I also came this side, already started to polish the main bearings. Apologies, I just had to clean the camera a bit so you can see the difference. So this one, you can see, is already polished, nice and clean. And then that one, well, the main bearings haven't been done yet, and then I still have to do the big, well, the big ends is finished. I still have to do the main bearings. So I'm going to demonstrate to you one, how I do it, nice, easy and fast, and then from there it's going to be a time lapse while I'm doing the rest. So first of all, I cut 1200 grit, just enough space so it fits there in between. I did cut two, as I managed to do 3 of them on one piece of paper, well, sanding paper, and before I replace it. So cut it nice and long enough so that it can basically wrap around and then go around it again like that, so it doesn't grip too much. And then also make sure that you get a shoelace, as this also helps quite nicely. So let me show you how we're doing this. So from here, just put a bit of oil on it, just to lube it a bit. There we go, that's enough. Then you take your piece of sanding paper, make sure it's nice and clean, wrap it all around it, just like that. There we go. Then you take your shoelace and also wrap that around it. 1, 2. So I wrapped it twice around so that it can grip nice and neatly. And then from there, now you can just pull it from the one side to the other side. Now it's catching you on this gear, so now I need to focus so that doesn't happen. There you go, nice and slowly you can now clean it. This gear here in the front is going to bother us a bit. I'm just going to keep going on to move outside and then fall off of the sanding paper. But yeah, that's basically how I do it. So this one is going to contain a lot of patience, as it's falling off the whole time here by the gear, and that's causing us to take a bit longer. Now with that one done, if we wipe it off, you'll see the difference now between that one that's done and the one next to it that's not completed yet. Look how nice and clean that is. There you can focus, and then there you can see it's still got a bit of scratching and a bit of rust and what on it. So let me put you on a time lapse. Let me finish up with this 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're done with this, then we can put the crank back. I do have the crank now finally installed. That came out quite nicely, so there isn't too much left to do, but still on the same side there's still a lot of things to do. So I would like to start now with the front covers, the front cover and the back cover. Here we have, I believe it's the front cover, and here I believe we have the rear cover. So I'm not going to remove the seals, but I would like to just take my pencil grinder and remove these bolts and then just clean up this whole housing nicely, as well as this one. As you can see, it is a bit dirty, but not too much. So once we have this cleaned up, then we can put that back. We can also put our tensioner back for the oil pump. We can also install the oil pump if we would like to, and then also the pistons. Then with that, from that engine, I'll need to get the sump. I'll need to remove that sump, and then as well with that pickup, this oil pickup won't work, as we'll need to use that oil pickup with that sump for it to fit on this engine. So probably also clean this out nice, thoroughly and nicely as well. Unfortunately, while assembling the engine, I accidentally find out that I made a mistake. Let me show you. So as you can see, most of my things have already been fitted. There's like literally minimal things left that needs to be done. So I'll have to remove my oil pump again, unfortunately. So I'm going to show you now what's the reason for that. So with everything removed, coming to our main cap number 1, you'll notice that there's a oil journal right there in the bearing, and in all of the caps there's only one where there is a slot like this for the oil to pass through in and out. And unfortunately I didn't notice it. Well, I saw it, but I didn't think that it's really gonna make any difference. But upon reading on some few things, according to my research, seems like that cap is supposed to go, that bearing is supposed to go on this one right here. I'm gonna open it up now and see if there's actually a hole in it. So looking here at cap number 4, it seems like also this one, it doesn't have a hole. So maybe I'll just quickly run through all of them, as I had to remove it. Just go through everything. But yeah, they say it's supposed to be on number 4. I don't know why. Due to that there is no hole for the oil to come through. Those holes is specifically designed for the oils to be able to go through it. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly go through everything just to be 100% sure that we don't have any issues here. So we have our engine block now all wrapped up just to keep it from getting any dust or anything in that case. So we are not too far from actually starting our head. We basically just need a few things, small things. For example, the front crank seal that I need. Unfortunately, I don't have it, but they're not expensive at all. So once I get that, then we will be continuing with our engine and get it done with. I'm quite happy and stoked how far we got, but I really just can't wait to actually get the engine finished, and I don't want to rush things, as I don't want the engine to break once we start it or anything in that case. So I wanted to still last. So stay tuned for the next videos. I believe the next video we're going to work a bit on the engine bay of the Audi. There's some few things that I want to do, want to get that done. And then once we are done with that, then we should be ready to complete our engine. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. You must have a lovely day further, and God bless. Ciao. I can fly.